Hello, everyone. One Global Movement family. Thank you guys so much again for being here today. In a world where we have been given so much, in a world where we have been blessed with so much, but in a world where even though we have been blessed so much, we also see people that are going through a lot of challenges because they don't have. And what do we do about that? That is why we are here all the time, almost every day, but the show 2 days a week. But then we are doing it on grounds every day, because if you have been blessed with wisdom, with wealth, and all other kinds of blessings, we've been called to share with the world. And so this platform is all about charity, not charity. What we are doing here is not charity, and therefore we want to do it and to reach all corners of the globe, because what affects a child in one corner of the globe affects children all over the globe. What affects a young person, what affects a woman, is the same phenomenon. And so I am really so excited, and I know my sisters here are also, and everyone that is in the chat contributing to this. We highly appreciate you for all of this. So sorry that we're a few minutes late, but we're still going to do our things on time, because there are other things that are waiting online to be done. And so today is the 12th. Can you imagine? Oh, pretty soon the month will be over.
I
And
know.
so we are in One Global Movement Revolution Part 412,
Yes.
series number 3, Reframing the Gen Z Stare. That is the focus. Reframing the Gen Z Stare. Purpose does not always announce itself.
No, it doesn't.
Recognizing depth over display. Depth. Think about that. And you please do your contribution. Don't forget the big thumbs up. We are living in the virtual world, not just the virtual world, but the physical and the virtual, as we want to bring these two together in balance so that we will help our population better. So, sister, I will let you start.
Okay. Okay. Sure, no problem. So as always, I just want to make sure that we discuss what this stare is, because it is very ubiquitous. It's all over. I mean, we have a lot of young people, Gen Z and Gen Alpha. And so this stare is everywhere, especially in the service industry. And it can be misconstrued or misinterpreted. So I'm going to define it again and again and again until we get it. The Gen Z stare is a widely discussed, often misinterpreted, blank faced or zombie like look, frequently observed, especially in service jobs, but it can be seen anywhere. And I want to tell you that they do it among themselves as well. But we're going to focus on the service jobs and the social settings. Is increasingly being recognized as a very complex, nonverbal communication tool rather than just apathy or rudeness. By looking beyond this superficial, often unreadable display, this behavior can be reframed as a quiet, authentic response to the immense cognitive, emotional, and social demands of modern life. Gen Z has a lot of stuff coming at them very fast. It's true that they're very connected to the new technology and the AI, and they're good with the digital, but they have hormonal things going on. They're just like regular people growing up. The same things are coming at them, but they have to deal with that plus, the technology. So here's a breakdown of the deeper, often purposeful meanings behind the Gen Z stare. It is resistance to performative positivity. Unlike previous generations that prioritize service with a smile, many in the Gen Z are pushing back against performative positivity. The pressure to appear constantly happy or enthusiastic. The stare is a form of authentic, unimpressed self presentation, a quiet rejection of the smile for the camera culture that feels insincere or forced. So the operative word is here, they're aiming for authenticity, which is what we advocate here, because each person is different. One Global Movement is always talking about take people as you find them, respect one another, right?
Yeah.
It is also a defense mechanism for emotional regulation. In the face of high stress, fast-paced work environments like retail or uncomfortable, demanding social situation, the Gen Z stare acts as a protective shield. It is a form of emotional regulation, emotional management, allowing the person to stay in control and avoid overexposure or what they're calling cringe moments while navigating potentially overwhelming interactions. Because as I said earlier, this stare is not just used and on the older generation or the generation before themselves. They use it among themselves as well. It's
Mhm.
like it's like instead of words, they don't have a lot of words that they're using. If you say something that's inappropriate or they don't agree with, for instance, if you make a racist slur or whatever, they can let you know that they not gonna deal with that just
Mhm.
by looking at you with that stare. Like, what are you
Yes.
saying? You know?
Yeah.
And they're quick to understand it among themselves. I like that because
Mhm.
you know me, less is more.
Yes.
So whenever you feel like jumping in, sister, go ahead. But I have more. So tell me what you want me to do here.
No, that's okay. We can just keep going back and forth. It's all serve the same purpose, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, you, what if I will start by saying, what if we are misreading purpose? What if we are misreading purpose? And
Right.
purpose is very powerful because that's what we are born with.
Sure.
And what if we are misreading it the way that it was given to this Generation Z? What if you, because a lot of us parents, we misread those things because when we are raising our children, we are raising them from the point of view of why don't you do like me exactly the way that I am telling you? And I know I'm guilty too, but I'm
Right.
trying a lot because of course, your children are your blood, but their purpose in life is different, and their way of doing things is different, and
Mm-hmm.
the way of doing things of everyone is different. Our purposes might be the same, but the difference in application and action are so different. They're so far apart that a lot of
Mm-hmm.
us misunderstand that. So if purpose does not always announce itself, how
Mm-hmm.
many young people have we misunderstood? That is a universal question to ask ourselves first and every other person. If purpose doesn't always announce itself, how many young people have you and I, all of us, have actually misunderstood is the question. And when we misunderstand them, we start labeling them. We start saying things, not knowing that these kids, they're dependent upon us and our actions. So
Mm-hmm.
around the world, young people are navigating social pressure. We have to emphasize the social pressure, emotional complexity, and global instability. They
Yes.
navigate a lot of things, digital noise that we know. And yet, when they grow quiet, we often assume disinterest, and we
Yes.
assume disconnection. We
Mm-hmm.
lack
Mm-hmm.
of ambition. And I
Yes.
know I'm learning that to myself. And so here in One Global Movement, we say not all purpose arrives loudly.
Loudly.
Yes,
True.
some
Yeah.
purpose grow in silence. The have you if I take from the scripture, like they always say, you know, think before you say something. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
everything that you have to announce. Let your actions announce what you're doing. That is the
Absolutely.
best way instead of keep talking, because talking, for people who understand and people who do things with authenticity, they're going to understand that you're just trying to fill the atmosphere with noise, but they're not really seeing the value. And so we
Mm-hmm.
want we are talking here because we need to send a message out. Otherwise, if we're just talking without really putting it into practice, like we say in my village, talk and do. You talk and do it. And so
Absolutely.
that is very, very important. So a culture that rewards display of this, look at me, popularity. We live in a culture where visibility equals value. And,
Yeah.
and you can actually feel it within you that visibility is not really the real thing. I
No,
feel
it's
it all the time. I say, you know what? That's
yeah.
why sometimes we say we don't mind
Yeah.
if only one person is here or nobody is here, because we know
Exactly.
that if we continue to do the right thing, through with divine intervention, the right people will come that for what we are doing here. And so that one right person can transform the entire world. And that's what we're
Absolutely.
doing here. And so
Absolutely.
we also live in a world where volume equals confidence. Volume. We're not talking about quality. We always talk about quantity, volume, how
Mm,
big, how large my social media platform is, how many likes I have, which is not the case. And then it also, we live in a world where speed equals competence.
mm-hmm. That's
And
not.
when the Gen Zs, they can stop for a moment to say, let me think, we'll be like, oh no, you have to do it really fast. You got to go quickly,
Yeah. Yeah.
not giving them that opportunity to sit and think. And this also transform in the educational system
It
under
does.
pressure for the
Yeah.
exams. And we don't know the mindset under which these Gen Zs are sitting for those exams, but that is the norm. But we want to be able to give them that chance. We want to be able to do things that tailor to their to specific needs, and we still have to grow to get to that point, because we cannot just clump all students in the same basket and thinking
No.
that they have to work the
Mm-hmm.
same. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
work in real life. So,
Mm-hmm.
but this culture overlooks internal processing. Internal processing. And internal processing equals to giving them the time, the space, and the tools in which to
Mm-hmm.
process things. Because if we don't give them all of this, and then we expect them to perform well in
Yeah.
huge quantities, it's not
Yeah.
going to work. What we are doing is we are affecting their mental health without even knowing, you know.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
then and then we live in a culture that overlooks quiet discernment. We talked about that last time.
Yeah.
Quiet discernment. Give people the time and space without polluting their environment. These young people with noise. Like I love to play music. Sometimes the loudness of the music makes me to dance a lot. My son is like,
Mm.
turn it down, turn it down, Mom, turn it down. So we need to respect that if we really love them and we're investing in their future. And then they overlook observational learning. Some we have two kinds of learning: the kinesthetic and
Yes.
the
And the observation. Yes.
observational learning. Some
Yes.
people learn better when they just observe. That's why we say role modeling. Role
Yeah.
modeling, they want to observe you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they just want to, kinesthetic means they want to touch
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
touch with their hands, and then their
Yeah.
brain will coordinate it with their hands, and they
Yeah.
do it. And so that's what we are talking. Somebody like me, I'm very kinesthetic. I can be both, but more kinesthetic.
More kinesthetic. Yeah.
That's why in One Global Movement here, we're not just talking, we are doing. Because if I don't do, I don't think that I can function that way. I have to
It's
do.
experiential learning. They
Yeah,
actually
there you
want to
go.
learn.
There you go. Very, very important. And these
Mhm.
Gen Zs are all about that.
They
They
are.
will stop you and say, "Hey, hold on, hold on. Let me do let me do this first, okay? Let me
Exactly.
do this first."
Exactly.
So One Global Movement say display attracts attention. Depth builds impact.
Right. Yep.
Impact. So, sister, go ahead.
So yeah, I just have a few little pitty little things I've been writing here. It says visibility does not equal impact to what you were saying there, because some people think that, look at me, but what are you doing? What are you affecting? What's
Yes.
the point of looking at me if you're not making an impact? And we don't want to burden them and say everything you do has to have great deep meaning. But you know what I mean? Somehow you must be at least doing something positive. Don't add to the noise that's
Mhm.
driving people crazy. A moment to think, please. And Gen Z are very intentional about protecting their identity, their
Mhm.
authenticity, and their mental health. They are not joking about that. I
Yep.
mean, every time I go online to research anything, that's one of the first things that I see is that they are advocating for mental health support in the
Mm.
workplace, in their faith, schools, anywhere they are, because I think they learned something that the generation just before them did not
Mhm.
learn, because that is where that word last year in 2025, that was the word, the overwhelm and the
Yes.
burnout.
Yes.
And but but it was self-inflicted. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, you know,
Yep.
people work 90 hours a week when they should be at home looking after their families or getting downtime. And Gen Z's, they're not going there. As I told you yesterday,
No, they're not. They're not.
yes, the statistics about them looking for those kinds of things in the workplace is just getting greater and greater. And they're very good at assessing that because they do good research. So they research the companies, they know what the company culture is, and they're not going to go there. It doesn't matter what you offer them. I'm not
Yep.
saying that they're saints, but they have prioritized what's important to them. Okay,
And
we all
this is
know, yeah, we all have our faults and we all have our shortcomings, but those are the things that they've put in place so that when they walk into any space, they know what they're looking for. They're not
yes,
judging anybody, but they know if they belong there. They know if it's a good
yes.
fit.
And
Yeah.
it's so interesting, and I really love the way the Gen Zs are behaving. Like always say, I have one in my home.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's why sometimes it says, be careful how you teach the child or what you
Yep.
say or how you role model. The
Yep.
Gen Zs, they are not just in to take, and take
No,
now.
they're not.
A lot
No.
of them are, they will see, what can I offer? That's why they look for solutions. And then,
Yep.
but they also have to ask, what is in there for me? How
Yep.
can I grow? And then
Of course.
how can I impact lives in a better
Of
way?
course.
What
Of
tools
course.
are there for me to use in order to perform my work well? Because I am working with humans. So they look at it in both ways. They're not
That's
just,
fair enough. That's fair
yes,
enough, right? Yes.
yes, that is very fair, very
Yeah.
fair. So the
Yeah.
Generation Z the stare may be a sign of internal preparation,
Yes.
not absence.
No,
and
it's
and
not.
because the world sometimes, when I used to work with corporate America, and I'm somebody that smiles a lot. Okay, I
That's
smile, I
fine.
laugh,
Smile is
and
good.
they say, what's
Smile is
wrong with
good.
you? Things are not moving well, yet you are excited all the time. What's wrong with
Oh,
you?
I know. I know.
Actually,
I
what
know.
is wrong with them? Because when you those smiles attract great things.
It's true. It
Have
is
you
true.
gone on a walking trail, and you don't even smile at people? You see their head go down like this, they are slump down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is the same thing. So
Same thing.
how can depth really develops quietly? Depth forms through what? Through reflection. What are they reflecting on? They're reflecting on the way that they've been raised, the way that they are taught, the way that they see things around them in their
Mm-hmm.
community, in school. That's what
Yep.
they reflect on. And they also observe, like you said, they are so observant.
They are.
Okay. They,
Yes.
they, they will tell you, they will tell you, but this time you did it this way. I think
Yeah.
this time you did it this other way.
Yeah.
Maybe let's find out if these two can meet,
In,
or let's find out what we are missing. That you
yep.
did it this way, and I thought this was better. Now you did it this other way. And they
Yep.
are embracing the fact that a solution, there are different solutions to one problem,
Yeah. Yeah.
not
They're
just
very, go
go
ahead.
ahead, sis. Go ahead, sis.
No, I want to say that they're very collaborative, right? Because they're not so ego driven as how we were before.
Uh-huh.
In the offices, the corporate offices, everybody was vying for position and notice and promotion. But they're just what you said, they're solutions oriented. They're looking, how can I don't care, how can we solve this and move on? You
Mhm.
know? And
Yes.
that is a good thing. And we should have had that all along. So I'm really glad that that's being brought. I don't care who's bringing it, if it's Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever, that
Mhm.
we're bringing that, because I truly believe in that. Like, if the world has problems and we're all part of the world and we're all meant to solve it, why try to hog or keep the whatever you want to call it, the ego for yourself? It doesn't matter who solves it. Supposing
Mhm.
somebody came up with to solve hunger, no one person can do that, but you know what I mean, right? Can you
Yeah.
imagine? Who
Yes.
cares who does it? Who
Yes.
cares?
Who cares who does it? We've been all called to do it. And
Exactly.
what is your part in this is what we should be asking the question. And they are doing it. They are
Yep.
doing. It's not about. We will have to do away with this thing to say this one is more intelligent than this one.
Yes.
This one is more
Yes.
intelligent at what? At what?
Yes.
And
Yes.
how were they brought up? What was their background? Is what
Yeah.
we should be looking into. Not saying that this one is this and this one is this. Who
I
says so?
know.
Who
I know.
says so?
I
So this
know.
is very, very important. And you will hear the Gen Zs will say, you know what? Why can't we just have peace for everyone?
Oh yes.
Why
Yes.
can't we just have peace for? Why can't everybody just
Get
participate,
along. Get
get
along.
along and participate? And they will say, I just want to to go home and eat my sandwich in peace and also spread this peace to the world. They will
Of
say
course.
things like that because they mean it. They mean what they are saying. And
Oh, they do.
therefore, they're saying what they are saying. They're not just saying, they're saying it to us, the parents. They're saying it to us, the school system, the
Yes.
governments, institutions, churches, whatever, all organization, because they are children, they are young
Yes.
people,
They
and they're
are.
saying that to us because where they are going through some mental challenges or some educational, whatever social challenges they're going through, it is as a result of us. Remember, a child is not born hating somebody. A
No,
child
they're
is
not.
born loving. I've seen
It's true.
children, you
It's
just
true.
go, you're walking around, like when I used to have my son was still a baby. Oh, this toddler will think that that baby belongs to them. It doesn't matter. Okay?
Yes.
It doesn't matter their skin or this little one who is 4 years old, they think that baby is there.
Yes.
Really wanting that baby so bad. And
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
if you love children and you're doing the right thing, you ask the parents, you said, can he
So
or
play
she
with
have
some.
this
Yeah. Yeah.
baby?
Yeah.
You place that baby with support in their hand. They are so happy, they'll go like this, oh, and
Oh
they'll
yes.
kiss
Oh
them.
yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Whatever is happening in the world, even with adults, is as a result of the fact that the parents taught them that way. And some
Yep.
adults refuse to change. They refuse to accept the fact that the world is not like that. It's never been like that. And that's not the way the creator created it. And so these Gen Zs and these young people, even the young ambassadors, they are teaching a lot. I'm
They
telling you.
are.
And they are
Yes.
sharing,
Yes.
they're empathetic, they're sympathetic. You see some of them shedding tears, which means
Yes.
we
Yes.
adults need to up the game. We are learning from them, like you said. We learn a lot of things
Absolutely.
from them. So
Absolutely.
sometimes it can just be a thoughtful reasoning. Young people often step back to
Mm-hmm.
understand before speaking. That's what it
Mm-hmm.
is. Because now I learn to accept my son when he says, Mommy, give me a moment to think. I'm thinking. I said, well, you always say you're thinking. Your dad says you do, you say it. So now I've learned to accept it because they are actually thinking. So that me too, when I say give me a moment, then they will give me that moment. And like
Yes.
you say, small is more. Small with quality is more.
Yes. Less is more. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
want to raise children that
Right.
they would do small, but that is so impactful that they don't have to do too much that is not going to reach many in the world. So that is what One Global Movement is all about here. So we understand before speaking, you weigh the consequences or you weigh good and bad consequences. What is going to impact lives more? Versus
Exactly.
what am I going to get from myself versus what am I going to do so that people can look at me and say, look at me here. You
Yeah.
know, we have
The
to wait.
display. The display. On display all the
Display.
time.
Yeah,
No.
regulate our feelings, and that is so important. So One Global Movement says purpose grows
Yeah.
on the ground before it rises above the ground.
Yep.
Just like the Indian bamboo. You remember the Indian
Yes. I was
bamboo?
just going to mention that. Just like the bamboo tree. Yes,
You
exactly.
can go ahead and talk about it, sister.
I love it because it says that it takes forever. You think nothing is happening. It's under there for years, 5 years.
Yes,
And
five.
then in a few days, it can grow 90 feet up into the air
90,
because
exactly.
because it's so grounded that
Uh-huh.
it can do that, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
we're the same way. We need that formation. We need
yes.
that formation with the foundation. We need to know who we are so that when we step out in our purpose, nothing will sway us.
Nothing. And I can remember because you and I will communicate a lot, especially on this One Global Movement, which is a blessing that
Yes.
God sent us together for that.
Thank
You
you.
said,
Yes, it is.
Dr. Mundih, that's okay. You're tired, but take rest, drink lots of water, do this, but know that what you are running around and doing is going to sprout out someday. You
Absolutely.
are planting deep roots that when they
Yep.
start, it will not be shaken. And this
Oh,
is the same thing here. Purpose grows underground before it
yes.
rises above the ground. And stillness can be the soil where
Mhm.
identity and direction takes root. This is
Yes.
very important. So, yeah.
So that,
So,
yeah.
okay, sister. If you have anything, go ahead and say it. Otherwise, we'll be
Well,
appreciative.
while you're doing that, I will just do the summary, which is the end part of this, where it says recognizing depth over display, which you already touched on. It says it's the surface interpretation is of the stare, of the attitude that the Gen Zs have, where they're trying to tamp down the noise. It's not rudeness. It is not apathy. They aren't disengaged. They aren't lazy. It's the deeper reality is a form of active listening, which is what we should be doing all along, right?
Mhm.
It's a
Yes.
quiet protest. against artificiality. It's a coping mechanism for stress or a deeply more meaningful way to manage a world that feels
Yep.
too loud with nonsense, right?
Yep.
Ultimately, the Gen Z stare reminds us that purpose or politeness doesn't always announce itself through
Yep.
traditional expected behaviors.
Mhm.
It's encouraging perhaps a more empathetic and maybe more thoughtful approach to understanding what they're all about. So
Right.
that is back to us again,
Yep.
the adults, the people who are around them, to
Yep.
say this is a new way of doing things, but let's see if it works more
Yep.
effectively than what we were doing before. The
There you
noise,
go.
running around.
And
Where did that get us? Look at
and
what's online. So
yep.
much triggering, so much outrage. Everybody's so angry and they write everything as soon as they think of it. And then the situation gets worse. Gen Z is trying to say, let us, you know, that acronym, sister, THINK, where it says, is it thoughtful? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it needful? Is it kind? Do we
Yes.
need to say this? Do we need to say that?
I love that.
Or do
I
we need
love
to say it right now?
that.
You know, just think. And if you think one moment, or people used to say count to 10, you know, whatever you do, just to take down the noise a bit or take down the flames, right? Because
Mhm.
this is why the world feels as if it's burning. People are
Mhm.
angry about everything.
Yep, yep, and they, not just online, physically too. You just see somebody just
Yes,
get mad for
yes,
no reason, you know.
yes,
And
yes.
but we pray to God that we will be doing this and affecting one life at a time.
Amen.
And I want to
Amen.
let you guys know that it's so beautiful here today. And I went out. I didn't have to really put on a jacket. It's so beautiful. The sun is there. It's just like it's almost summer. I'm like, huh.
Are
Okay,
you
I think
serious?
it
It's
is.
beautiful here too, but it's -5. But it's still
Yes,
wonderful.
it's so
Yeah, yeah,
beautiful out there. I
yes.
didn't really have to wear a jacket, just this light one like this, you know?
Wow, that's nice. I'm
Yes,
glad.
yes. Yeah, I just thought I should let you guys know so that that the sunshine here can affect each and every one of you.
It does. It really does. Thank you, sister.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Now I want to thank everybody here. If you have not done any hashtag or put your thumbs up, it's a beautiful thing to do. So please. And
Yes.
share everything that we do here. Thank you, Sumitra. And thanks to the managing director for always being here to support John. And
Thank you,
our
John.
prayers
Yes.
always goes out to you for God's recovery mercies. Thank you. And this is the organization for those of you who still want to contribute before we find our own links to start sending out. Here you can still go here and contribute according to your heart. All right. So hashtag something. Hashtags are very good. Hashtag defeating hunger. Hashtag defeat illiteracy, poverty, whatever. One global movement. These hashtags go a long way. And this is a Facebook page. So if go there and all, you can also ask people to help us to like and follow. It also goes a long way and help AI to also help us better. And thank you so much, sister, for always being here to welcome everyone. Hashtag One Global Movement. And we have our brother here, the band. The Bandra, how are you? Thank you so much. We miss you, but you're here today. We highly appreciate your support and your love for children, women, and young people. And Queen Nancy, how are you? Thank you so much, sister. I know you're busy. We all have to because we need to eat. We need to feed the hunger of education, the hunger of illiteracy, and even the physical hunger that is ravaging young people across the globe while we are here in plenty. And thank you for the work that you're doing. Care
Amen.
Care is loving others. Thank you. And
Thank you.
yeah. And then we have uh, Camru. How are you? If you're new here, you're welcome to this family. Do well to subscribe to One Global Movement YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell and share to your community. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you
Yep.
so much, John, for all of these beautiful
Beautiful
wonderful
hashtags. Ooh,
hashtags.
ooh.
We highly appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you,
And
John.
we have, please like and follow One Global Movement Facebook page. And this is a Facebook page. And the website is coming along. Okay.
Nicely.
And
Yeah.
we can't just wait. So we'll be sharing it here all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so that you guys can go and see what we're doing. And if something is not written well, I always say something about it because we cannot be helping this population without correcting one another, correcting with love and respect and dignity, knowing
Yes.
that we all were born in the same image by Almighty God. Thank you guys so much. And sister, one last one and we're gone.
Yeah. Just beating the point over and over that do not judge these young people. They have enough people judging them, right? This is not something rude that they're doing. They are just preserving themselves because if you look at it, they have a lot of work to do. They don't have time to be beaten down because the world has not gotten any better while they were being born. And you know what I mean? They have so much to do. So let's just support them by working along with how they travel, how they accomplish their purpose.
Yes.
Take some of the noise away from them and let them see truly what they need to be doing and let them go for it.
There you go. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. We love you guys. Until next week, have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. We love you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye, everyone. Thank you for supporting One Global Movement.
There you go.